Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to listen to some mumbly jumbly. All the way from St. Albans, your host for tonight, Abs the Magic, Supercoach Godfather.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. We're getting close to that 1,000 mark. It's countdown now at 931. Thank you, everybody. Let's keep pumping this. Let's get to 1,000. Now, it's exciting. We're going to have a party when it gets to 1,000. We're going to have a big party. Everyone is invited. Well, not everyone. Only the 1,000 people are invited. Just come down. Now, what we're going to talk about is Lloyd Meek. Let's see. Can he hold that R2 spot for you? We're going to find out. Okay, we're going to have a look at Footy Wire. Now, we have a look at his averages in 2 seasons. One is 48, which is not good. But the other one is 87. So that's not bad for a young ruckman. Yeah, but when I say young ruckman, he's 24. So he's not really a baby, okay? He's not really old either, but he's 24. So he's actually at the right age. So, and he's scoring not bad. And we're going to see how many of these games he scored he played by himself. So we're going to find out. Now, round 1, he was the number 1 ruckman. Lob was number 2. In round 2, he was number 1 ruckman again. And Darcy was number 2. And same thing in round 3. Number 1 ruckman and Lob. But when I said number 1 ruckman, there wasn't much time as a ruckman. 57%, 67%, 78%. And in those small percentages, he managed to score high 80s. It's not bad still, all right? If he was a solo ruckman, he could go big. He can actually be a very good ruckman if he's a solo ruckman. Now, in round 7... he had more ruck time. He had 78%, and he went 100. It's not bad, and that's only 78% ruck time. Now, who did he ruck against? Where is he? All right, it was against Stanley, and Stanley's not easy to ruck against. It's actually quite hard. So because it's a combo, Stanley and Blickhouse, so it's not bad. Now let's keep looking. What else is he? Where else is he? Okay, then his next game, he didn't have much. It was a number 2 ruckman, all right, and this was against Oscar McInerney and Darcy Ford, and this is in round 12. Mind you, he had Sean Darcy was 68% the first ruck. Now in round 12, he still managed an 84. It's actually remarkable. Now in round 23. And again, Sean Darcy is the first ruck, and Meek is the second ruck, and it's up against, all right, it's not against much, all right, it's against GWS, Briggs and Himmelberg, okay, there wasn't much competition, but still, he still scored a 78, and he's not having much ruck time, so it's actually quite impressive, these figures, but the only thing is, he needs to be the number 1 ruck. And he needs at least 75% time as a ruckman. All right, let's continue. I'm in AFL.com.au. I'm in the Hawthorn website. Actually, I'm not in the Hawthorn website, but I'm on AFL.com.au. And talking about Hawthorn, just coming down. Okay, anyway. It says here, this is the coach talking. We had our eyes on Lloyd Meek for a long time, and he was a real priority to get to the club. Now that's not a bad little comment about Lloyd Meek. That's saying something, and that's very high regard when they says was a real priority to get him into the club. So they have plans for him. So obviously he's not. They're not. It's not a high priority if they're going to play him in the VFL. It's high priority if they're going to play him in the AFL. So he's playing. Right? I have no doubt about that. He's playing. Now I'm still on. Now we're on Twitter. We go to Honeyball has put up a little comment here, a little post, okay? And he says, this is on SEM Breakfast. This is Reeves talking, okay? And he says, I reckon we should have work really well together. He's a bit more mobile, a bit more explosive around the ground. I can try to use my height at centre bounces and maybe even a bit up forward. So it looks like Reeves is going to start in the ruck, move forward, and Meek's going to do the rest. Well, if that's what I'm reading, all right? So it's probably going to be a 50-50, maybe 60-40 Meek's way in the ruck, because they need forwards, Hawthorn. So Reeves probably a better forward. But then again, Meek's not too bad himself. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, his price is the only issue, all right? That's the only problem. He's priced at 431k. At 431k, you're not going to get a number one ruckman. You're getting a ruckman that's going to share ruck time. Okay, my final thoughts are coming. Now for my final thoughts. And I think Meek is a very good ruckman. I think he suits the way the game is played right now. But the only problem is he's not going to be the number one ruckman, okay? Well, he might be the number one ruckman, but he's not going to be a solo ruckman. He needs to be a solo ruckman for any benefit for the Supercoach scoring, you know? I mean, it's not a problem for Hawthorn. They don't care about Supercoach points. But for us, it's not going to suit us. So, Meek, if he was a solo ruckman, I'd almost go and get him at that price. I wouldn't hesitate. At 432k as a solo ruckman, I would say yes, no problem. But as a second ruckman, it's a pass, and that's pretty much how I call it now. And I actually recommend for you guys the same thing. If you see him as a solo ruckman, which I can't see happening, all right, Reeves is going to be playing as well. So it's a pass from me for now, but we'll see what happens. And that's all for today. And thank you for joining. And remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.